Hey, gym owners. I thought to make this particular video because I want to get down to the basics. And then again, the basics is always a great reminder of things that we should be doing and fundamental concepts to always remember. So if we look at the overarching process from lead to close, it goes lead comes in, you get a notification. Then you call, right? You book an appointment. The book appointment shows up, they get closed. Okay. So a couple things we need to know is the conversation that you have is going to determine if they come in or not. And the conversation you have in the gym is going to determine if they get closed or not. So essentially you're going to be having two conversations. And based on the quality of those conversations, it is going to determine if you make money or not. Now, these are all lagging indicators. You need a lot of leads. Well, you need leads. You need booked appointments. You need people to show up. So those are the three main indicators if you are on your way to closing more deals. Now, the more leads you get, that means the more booked appointments you'll need to get out of the leads. The more booked appointments you get, as in, you call them, you book appointments, and then you book appointments, and then the shows. But at each stage, it's going to filter down. So meaning, if you get 20 leads a week, you're not going to get 20 booked appointments and 20 closed. That's just not how the numbers will work. So let's say you get 20 and you book like 5. So you have a 25% booking rate, as in you got 20 leads, you booked 5, that's 25%. It should be closer to like 40. Out of the 5 you book, how many of them actually show up? If 3 of them show up, you have a 60% booking rate, which is on the upper echelon, right? If you have a two people book out of the 5, that's 40%, right? Then if 2 people show up, you close 1, that's 50%, because 1 out of 2. 2 showed up, 1 closed, that's 50%. And if you haven't even gotten to that point yet, we don't really know how well you're doing based on these kind of metrics, because we are not able to see how well you're doing. Now, if you got 10 leads and you called all of them, none of them picked up, what that typically will mean, or if you have like 10 leads but no booking, that means the quality and the quantity of your follow-up and your lead nurture, which is essentially follow-up, is poor. You're not doing good, and you don't understand what poor is. But these are kind of the things I'm watching. Is out of all the leads, how many are you actually booking? And out of the ones that are booking, how many are showing? And out of the ones that are showing, how many are you closing? This tells me where you're stuck. And based on where you are stuck will determine where you need to work on things. So here's a couple examples. If you're getting leads, but no one's picking up, that means you're not reaching enough. So a couple things you could do with outreaching. Number 1, follow my text script. If you don't have it, let me send it to you. Number 2 is you need to call. Call more, call often, call twice a day, every day for like 5 days straight, Monday through Friday. On the weekends, I kind of just text people. Leave them alone on the weekends. That's their time to like turn off. Monday through Friday is typically optimal to be calling people. Those are typically business days. So do those things that will help your lead to booking ratio, lead to pickups. Okay, that's just simply getting people to pick up the phone. Now, if you're getting a poor booked appointment, like you're talking on the phone, typically it means a couple things. 1, you're making it about you and your program. You're not making it about them. So what do I mean by making it about them? You got to understand what are their goals, and like think about this. This is like a little checklist to every single lead you talk to and you're trying to book. This is like a little checklist you need to mark off. What is their goal? What are they trying to achieve? Why are they trying to achieve it? Like, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds. Oh, 30 pounds, cool. Why 30 pounds? Okay, why 30 pounds? Oh, it's when I felt my best. It's when you felt your best? What do you mean by that? Another layer, right? So what are their goals, why, and maybe just another layer. And then you got to ask them, okay, let's say you're down 30 pounds. How do you think you'd feel? Bang, I'm future pacing them. I'm getting in their head to understand, why do they want this? Why do they want to lose weight? Why do they want to work on that? Okay, let's say a year 2 years goes by and you're not down 30 pounds and you still feel the same way, you're still stuck, how do you think you'd feel? I feel like I'd wasted my time. Yeah, totally. And then you're trying to understand the flip side of that coin, which is, why aren't you moving forward? Like, how would you feel? Because at the end of the day, most people are in their own heads. So you got to get them to think about all these different things in order to encourage them and self-motivate them to actually want to show up. So if you're calling and people are picking up and the quality of your conversations is not leading to a booking, your conversation needs to improve. Okay, so that's like the first conversation you're having. And then secondly, after that, you book appointments. The software should allow you to book appointments in there, and it'll send the address and it'll send reminders so people will show up. So when people show up, if you're getting people showing up and you're not closing, that means your script and how you practice and how well you've practiced your script is also poor. So a couple things to practice. I'll even revert back to this. I have 2 videos where we have a meeting with 2 gym owners, me and one of them, Jay Rowe from Real Fitness Solutions, role play a booking call script and sales objections. It's a great training video. So if you don't have those, I'll send those to you so that you can practice the main objections and the phone call script, as in the sequence of questions that are being asked. That's super important. So the main objections in an in-person conversation are, I need to think about it, or it's too much money, or I need to talk to my partner. And those are really the main ones. If you hear anything other than that, you didn't do a good enough job upstream. Okay, you didn't do a good enough job upstream. So other than that, these are kind of the main things we think about. Lead to pickup to booking to show to close. And so you have now heard a lot of different tips and tricks in order to move leads through the process and close more deals. Now, for the in-person sales conversation, obviously this is a short video showing more high level. I do have different scripts to practice, and I do have sales objections to practice. These are things that you need to just practice before you get to speak to someone and you get someone on the phone, because if you're practicing while you're live, that's not a good way to like make the most out of every single opportunity, because most of the time you will only get one chance. So if you call someone, you book them, and then you keep calling, then they don't pick up, you screwed that up. If someone came in the gym and you tried to sell them, and then now you're trying to call them back, you screwed that up. So this requires practice. And I know you love working out, and imagine you're practicing a movement with someone and they're like uncoordinated and they're not getting it. It's kind of like you right now. So I want you to take this into consideration. There's a lot of things we need to practice in order to be able to get a lead, a cold lead who has no idea who you are, has no relationship with you, and doesn't have any rapport yet, and turn them into money. So other than that, this is the process. Peace.